the Offer Your Voice podcast. I'm your host, Michelle.
And I'm your host, Jeana.
And we want to wish you a Happy New Year. It's 2026, Jeana.
I know. It's crazy.
Hard to believe.
It is hard to believe.
We all feel that way, right?
Yes.
I definitely do. I don't know how things go so fast. And, you always hear that when you're younger, that time moves so fast. But really, it's hard to believe we're a quarter century into the millennium, the new millennium.
It is wild.
It's hard to believe it.
It is.
This is the year for celebration of 250 years for America. Amazing.
Yes.
Hard to believe.
Amazing.
There's a lot of things to celebrate.
Yeah. So in looking ahead though, you got to look back sometimes to then
That's right.
learn from and and grow on.
Absolutely.
So before we look ahead, so what are some things in 2025 that good, bad, whatever, but that you're either going to learn from and bring into 2026 or leave behind and say chapter closed, we're putting that to rest?
One of the exciting things I think for 2025, we started the podcast.
Yeah.
Which I'm really excited about.
It is.
That.
We're
in
continuing.
Yes, we're in it. And then, of course, the event space. We had a full year for the event space. Mm-hmm. Last year at Christmas, we were starting and doing new events, and it was very exciting and new. So to have a whole year where we had hosted lots of different people and their particular precious and special events, kicking off the beginning of the year with a small wedding up here, which was amazing.
It was
beautiful, so beautiful. They outdid themselves. So I would say just launching new things, starting the podcast, working through the event space, new business venture together.
Yes.
I mean, great partnership with my bestie over here and hanging out. So I would say that was a big goal. Yeah. And that I'm proud of us on. Proud for that accomplishment. Yeah. It feels good. And I think that's really important for people to think about in their lives, all of us to think about the things that we feel accomplished on and like, oh wow, we did it. That's so good. Just good to think about those things and have a grateful heart for the things that have kind of taken place and that we've laid hold of, that we've put our hands to and seen growth in.
Yes. Absolutely.
So I would say those couple of things are very big.
That's good.
The coffee shop. I mean, July is usually a tough month, but it was a great month this year, amazingly. So again, that's just a grateful heart for the people that are loving Brown Dog and just the Brown Dog coffee and our space here. We're just really happy about it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, my oldest nephew graduated high school.
Yeah.
I was really proud of him. And then my youngest nephew, he's a sophomore training with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra now in their youth development program. I mean,
amazing.
Youth talent development is amazing. I mean, the boys are thriving. I'm just very proud. My sister-in-law started a new job, so there's exciting things happening in our family. And we're super blessed. My mom's doing well. Just happy for all the things.
Yeah, that's so good.
I mean, in the country there was some turmoil and good things, of course, too. But it like, but in the right here in our immediate space, I feel so grateful, and it helps sort of like settle your footing and your heart when you just get back to the basics of your family, the people that you're in close relationship with, the people that you love. Yeah. So thinking about all those things, I would say, were a huge blessing in 2025.
That's so good. Yeah. And those are the things that you can carry on with that
into 2026.
Into 2026 with the momentum and the excitement of that.
What about you?
So good. Yeah, I would say definitely the event space. It's been so great. We've had so many bookings. It's been a beautiful venture. Need people to keep on booking. That's right. So,
we're going to try to get the word out more.
Yes,
have a little more focus. It's been a little bit of word of mouth, and it's sort of a hidden gem in downtown Burgaw. But we also are, getting that word out so people know about it.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful space. So, but that for sure has been great. All of the boys all have, or My sons all have new jobs. The three oldest all have new positions or new jobs this year
Growing
that they love. They're all in career
path. Yes.
path. That's
It's
exciting.
awesome. Really awesome.
For them. New things and interesting things on the horizon for my youngest. Also, this weird place of him breaking his leg and all of that. Also,
Right.
that could be a negative. It's turned into such a beautiful thing of watching him persevere in the grit and then even
going through it and then getting back out there.
Right.
For drumming. And
it's made him a better drummer because
Amazing.
he's learned to
he
use
had to-
both. Yes.
right. Had to adapt.
He did
and-
have to
and
adapt.
work it out. That's right.
And work through it. And I just think that's what you can't see sometimes on the front side of an issue or
hard circumstance
a
that you were-
hardship. Yeah,
And then, I mean, there was real pain there.
of
I mean,
course, yeah.
the pain of what he went through.
Yeah.
And then the kind of that loss of being able to do what he loved
Yeah.
for some time with drumming and even
just
football and all of that.
Heart working through all that,
Sure.
but then just now seeing his confidence and just the things that are ahead.
I love
it's
it.
very exciting. Just watching that
I love
growth.
that grit and perseverance. It's really good, Jeana.
So that's something I can definitely take into 2026 with me for
Absolutely.
sure.
That's-
watching that. But also it reminded me in going into this new year of a story that I heard.
Tell us the story, Jeana.
Yeah, tell us the story. So I heard this from somebody else. So certainly I don't know all the validity to it. There was
Or it could be just anecdotal.
it could be.
It doesn't
Absolutely.
matter.
It doesn't have to be a
Yeah.
real story. But I liked the thought of it and
Sure.
I've pondered the thought of it and I was like, good at this time of year, it's really kind of think on that. But this man was trying to capture a baboon. Baboon was in the tree. And I don't know why one wants to capture a baboon, but anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's
just-
irrelevant to the story. So
was the goal.
That was the goal, was to capture this baboon. But a man couldn't figure out a way to capture him because the baboon was just sneakier and smarter than him. And so he went to drill a hole in this termite mound.
And then he got to be smarter than the
And
baboon.
then he was smarter than the baboon. The termite mounds are hard, so there's no give in them. So he put this shiny object into the mound where he had drilled the hole, and the baboon came down out of the tree and put his hand in the hole and then held on.
Right.
So he could not then get his hand out while he was holding on.
Because he was holding on
Yes,
to the
so it
shiny
was made
object.
a fist and didn't just, And so he was holding on to that shiny object. And so then the man, obviously, as the story goes, was able to capture him.
Right.
But the beauty of that story reminded me of what did I think was shiny in 2025 that I don't want to take into 2026, that I needed to
That
let
was
go
really just
of?
a facade.
Nothingness.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
nothingness.
Yeah,
And
just a way to become captured.
yes. Sometimes it's not even things. It might be unforgiveness that I don't realize I'm carrying. Sometimes we carry things almost like a badge, and I'm carrying it because I want to.
Right.
Instead, it's would I want to carry unforgiveness or anger or bitterness or even sadness into 2026.
Right.
Like I
Yes.
want to let it go.
Just
I want
release.
to not be captured
Yes.
by the things of, man, really. The man put it in the termite mound. So I don't want anything that would hold me back from 2026 for me not to let go of. I want to literally turn the page and say 2026 has its own beautiful story to write.
That's right.
And I'm letting go of the things that are going to hold me back or
good.
get me captured, hold
Right.
me hostage. Like I don't want any of that.
There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
And no time for that.
No time. So I really did have to ponder what are the things that I want to let go of. And the words of Elsa, let it go. I really did think
No
about
one said
that.
it better.
No one said it better. Nope. She said
First
it.
saying get better.
She said it a lot too, and so
She
it's
did.
good. It's one of those we all know. So
right.
we held on to it, but it is really let it go. And what does that look like? And how do I embrace 2026 with fresh eyes?
It's good.
Fresh vision, fresh goals.
I think that's the key right there.
Yeah.
Your perspective, shifted. If there are things that have been heavy in the past year, things that, I mentioned earlier, just anything, weighty in the country or in our communities, know that we can shift in perspective.
Yeah.
Have our eyes, above, because,
Right.
word says, the scripture says, to set our mind on things
Right.
above,
Right.
not on earthly things. And that beautiful song, like our eyes upon Jesus, and we look in his face.
Yeah.
We see light,
Yeah.
in a different way. We see light.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's a big part of it, because if we keep our head down,
Yeah.
in this kind of race tumble, it's hard to take those moments and those opportunities when they come to us, and we could actually see one another and be together. Have a grateful heart for the people in our lives and the community that we surround ourselves with and the connections that we have. Honestly, amazing, to think about.
It really is. And sort of the things when my sons were young that I had them do is I would cut out these like raindrop looking things and I would hang them. I mean, it was not, she wasn't a looker, but it's fine. Just hung it on this stick and these little raindrops. But the reason for the
Sweet.
drops, I called them dream drops, and they each
precious.
wrote them. And the reason
That's so
for
sweet,
that
Jeana.
was because drops make a ripple effect.
Yes.
And so how does one dream sort of,
Love that.
spur somebody else on into another dream? How does somebody else's dream spur me on?
Right.
Like, how does that all look in our circle, in our sphere of people that we know and love? And I can look at, I don't know, just, Sarah over here and say, wow, Sarah's really doing that thing. That is awesome. Like,
Right.
I wonder, oh, wait, but I can do this. This is what I have in my hands to do that I'm talented
Right.
at.
And cheer on
Yeah,
what she's doing.
absolutely.
I mean,
Not in
that's-
competition of, but
Oh,
in,
right,
yeah,
for sure.
But it can spur me on in a thought
Well,
of,
it's we can be provoked for the good.
Yeah, exactly.
Provoked for to pursue in a different way.
exactly.
I mean, I definitely understand that. I've mentioned this before, but I've gone when I first went. I went to a conference and out in the Midwest, and I saw this girl leading worship, and I was like, wow, there's something different
Yeah.
in this. And I was thinking, I want to know God this way. Like, I mean, I always had loved the Lord and, had a deep relationship, but there was like this provoking to want to pursue
Yes.
in a new and fresh way. And I think that's probably, even when we turn a page into a new year, it sort of can be provoking or it can be daunting. And so our perspective, if we look at it in the provoking way of, we've got a new day, place to stand in a new year for new vision,
Right.
and pursue and run and give and pour our lives out and love others well and be all that, we can offer and be together with the people that in our lives. That's a beautiful thing. I understand at times it can feel like, oh wow, another year, and it could. But that's again the fresh eyes. It's the fresh perspective. It's the perspective of a grateful heart. That's the key. Honestly, I know for me, and my heart is connected to gratitude.
Yeah.
My mama would always say they have an attitude of gratitude, but when your heart is full of gratitude, then you realize, wow, I'm so blessed. And we really are. I mean, in the West, having traveled in other nations and developing nations, you realize the significant amount of extravagant blessing that we have. Even kind of the poorest of the poor here, and not even that it's material blessing, but just the blessing of the gifts of the people in our lives and the joy of a sunrise and just the things that we can look to and be provoked to have that heart of joy and gratitude.
Well, and that's even psychologically and scientifically proven that gratitude and like that feeling of feeling sorry for ourselves or worry
angst
or
and-
anxiety, they cannot live together at the same moment. In our brains, we are incapable of carrying them.
The
so
way
if
we're
I
hardwired.
am, yes.
Yeah, it's good.
So if I am able to say, I am so thankful for this day. I am so thankful for the people in my lives. I'm so thankful for this business. I'm so thankful for whatever that
Yes.
looks like in each. I'm so thankful for the birds singing outside the window, whatever that looks like.
Yes.
I cannot be
Right. You can't
anxious.
hold that.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't hold it at the same time.
And in other nations and developing nations, you realize the significant amount of extravagant blessing that we have. Even kind of the poorest of the poor here, and not even that it's material blessing, but just the blessing of the gifts of the people in our lives and the joy of a sunrise and just the things that we can look to and be provoked to have that heart of joy and gratitude.
Well, and that's even psychologically and scientifically proven that gratitude and like that feeling of feeling sorry for ourselves or worry
angst
or
and-
anxiety, they cannot live together at the same moment. In our brains, we are incapable of carrying them.
The way we're
I
hardwired.
am, yes.
Yeah, it's good.
So if I am able to say, I am so thankful for this day. I am so thankful for the people in my lives. I'm so thankful for this business. I'm so thankful for whatever that
Yes.
looks like in each. I'm so thankful for the birds singing outside the window, whatever that looks like.
Yes.
I cannot be
Right. You can't
anxious.
hold that.
I can't.
capacity.
I can't hold it at the same time.
This episode of the Offer Your Voice podcast is sponsored by Brown Dog Coffee Company in beautiful downtown Burgaw, where we micro-roast our coffee daily.
Come see us at the shop, 103 West Fremont Street, for great coffee and good vibes.
Or visit us online at browndogcoffeeco.com.
And anxiety is such an issue that kind of the mass people struggle with, and I do believe that it's probably been amplified over the last several years, probably connected to social media or the digital age or just things that are kind of in the modern age, I would say. And that's why it's so important for us to sort of lay hold of our own hearts, like possess our own soul, like know that we can pursue the things that are ahead of us for the good.
Yes.
And be a part of that, like being fully engaged in our lives, on the journey. And
Yes.
so we're journeying into a new year.
Yes, we are.
And, to run the race with perseverance and with a grateful and joyous heart.
Yes. And to set our minds on things, that we are working toward.
They're realistic. Like
Yeah.
you were mentioning about your goal for reading books.
Yes. Yeah. We were talking about that. So some goals, goals are things that we put ambition toward or
Right.
set our,
And pursuit, yeah.
Yes. So what does that look like? And I'm a believer in specific goals.
Good.
I think
That are attainable.
that are obtainable because you don't want to feel like a failure at the end of every
Right,
year.
right,
Like,
exactly.
or at the end of January even.
Right,
right. And then you're like, whatever,
Okay,
forget
did that
about
for
it.
3 weeks,
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Yeah,
done. I'm
yeah.
done. Cut that out. Yeah. So I think it's sort of one of those things that I have learned over the years to set obtainable goals.
good.
I believe in goals. I
Yeah.
believe that they give us
They don't have to be
something.
so lofty.
No,
It's,
no,
right.
and really they shouldn't
They
be.
probably
Yeah,
shouldn't be.
You're
Yes,
exactly
exactly.
right. So some of my goals, let's say, for 2026.
Okay.
Now, no laughing from our friends because, I'm just kidding because this is going to feel like some people might be like, but it's okay. It's an obtainable goal for me.
All right.
So I have thought about it, what I want to do in 2026, what I want to,
Good.
and I want to read 4 books.
Good.
In 2026. Now, I know for some of you, you can read 4 books in a week, but I cannot. And I tend to...
Time consuming.
It's time consuming. And I tend to start and not finish. And I want to
Or peruse.
finish. I peruse. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I
I
do
just
that, yeah.
looked at chapter 1 and chapter 5 and I got enough of it. I'm good.
Right.
I want to start to finish the thing. And
That's good. I like
I
it.
want to do 4
That's
of those.
a great goal, Jeana.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle.
For sure.
And then I want to go back and read the Bible through.
It's good.
All the way through. I just want to start to finish, do that. I've done that in years past, but I really want to do it with a new perspective.
And you were talking about you have a kind of a guide with the
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I got two of my sons have girlfriends, long girlfriends. And I got them for Christmas these Bible through a year, but it's like you in 52 weeks. So
Okay.
each week we kind of will have a text thread that we'll read together, and then we'll kind of send each other a text message.
I like
so
it.
yeah, like here's what I learned, or
Yeah.
here's what I thought about that, or what about this?
It's good.
So
Because if you're sharing something and then they're seeing it from
Yeah.
a different way,
Exactly.
then you're able to
Yeah,
sort
we're
of talk through it. Yeah, that's good.
learning from one another, and it doesn't feel too daunting. Like I've given them homework. You
No,
know, I
no,
don't want
no.
it to feel
Yeah, for
cumbersome or hard at all. But I thought it'd be fun because one of their girlfriends doesn't live nearby, so I thought this would just be a fun way to engage one another. But also in like health and fitness, I definitely want to eat.
Those are always goals in January.
They
you know?
are.
I think for most Americans or people in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in years past, I've done the Daniel fast, which is more of a whole foods diet, which is a really great diet.
and vegetables,
Fruits
yeah.
and vegetables and things like that. But I definitely want to incorporate 2 or more fruits and vegetables that I'm currently eating in my diet. So I want to be
'Cause I think
specific
we
on
don't
that.
in general.
No,
you know?
we definitely do not. Well, I definitely do not. I will say, I mean, I ate French fries for lunch, so let's be real. I definitely do not. So and that does not count as a potato. So
Right. Good point.
I've got to be better at just what I eat. So that's real for me. And then also working out more, but like I want to just say I can do 30 to 60 minutes 5 times a week of walking, some activity like that. So I want to set that aside.
It's probably hard being in your house with your sons who are very, very high achieving in the workout realm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
But the good thing is also you can get some tips from them.
Right.
You know?
And yes, and they
Cater to your
yeah.
specific.
Yeah, right. I'm like I cannot
I mean, they're, pumping the iron.
Yeah,
but-
they're
But strength training is very good for women too.
it is
so
very
it's-
good
yeah.
for women, and they would be very willing to help me,
Absolutely.
like learn. And
Oh,
I
they're
was
amazing, yeah, for
lifting
sure.
some weights, the wrong way, and they were like, "No, Mom, this is how you should do it."
That's good.
So
That's
it's very helpful.
Absolutely.
And
Utilize
and-
your assets.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, they're benching over 300. That won't be my story, but
Right.
I can definitely figure those things out. But being specific with my goals.
Good.
And
I mean,
then,
we did have the kickboxing.
yes, we did. And we want to do that again
do that
this year.
again.
So that's 2 nights a week of
Absolutely.
kickboxing, which is awesome. Fitness. But those kind of things, like those,
Yes.
those are some goals. I also really want to set in place some pause moments. And
Okay.
and by that, I mean, like, I want to sit outside for 5 minutes and really look around me and say, wow,
Beautiful.
this is
I love it.
so beautiful. Like, birds.
Just taking it in.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the sounds and all of that, or reading a verse or reading a quote and saying, let me just reflect on that and hold that.
I think that's really important because, I thought about when you said about hearing the birds. When my mom got her new hearing aids, and she was able to actually hear
Yeah.
the birds.
Yeah.
Like it just brought her such joy. Because she had not really been able to hear, I guess, the frequency of it for some time.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And she loves being outdoors anyway. So that was a beautiful thing. But I do think that like taking those minutes, those moments just to engage with the kind of the world around you and like tuning things down and then tuning things up. Like she got on the right frequency with her hearing aid and was able to see it. I mean, like hear it and see and take everything in. Yes. That just brought joy to her heart. So I think that's a beautiful goal, Jeana.
Yeah.
I think we all should have that goal.
Yeah.
People keep talking about touching grass, and I'm like, well, I live in the country, so I
Yeah.
I
The
definitely-
grounding and all
I
that.
definitely
Yeah,
do that.
I
I,
mean,
definitely,
that's
but it
real.
is.
Yeah.
There's some beautiful sunsets. In fact, when Kate and Zachariah were here over, and Kate's girlfriend Piper, when they were here over Christmas, they went outside and took these gorgeous pictures out in the
love
backfield
that.
with the sunset, and
Yeah.
I mean, they were so beautiful, and they were so impressed with that. And then, of course, being in the city, you don't see the stars in the same way. So when they got out of the car, they're just like, wow, the stars. So, Jocelyn and Elijah, Holly's children were here, and Eric, they were all here, and her husband, Eric, and they were saying the same thing, like, wow, we can actually see the stars and how beautiful it is. So I do think that there is, something significant to that for the heart, the human heart, to be able to connect that way.
Well,
So
and I think those places of just that made me just kind of have this imagery of the looking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know when, especially with Jacob, my oldest, when he was young, we would just lay in the grass and look up and make animals or creations out of the clouds.
Right.
And I think, but just like that with the stars, like looking up and seeing the beauty. And
the world
again,
around you that is with the expanse of the universe,
But like you said, like when you lift your chin, and he is the lifter of our chin. But when you
Psalm 121,
yes,
that's right.
But then you really do get to see, the full, because we're not looking down,
Yes.
whether it's at our phone or just even at our own feet.
Oh, brilliant.
We're,
we're so over this right here with our phones. Like, no.
Yeah. So
I'm not great with my phone. I leave it around and, everybody's like, I try to text you. I'm like, I'm sorry.
sorry.
I missed it.
Sorry, not sorry though, right?
Right,
You're
right.
like, I'm living in the moment, people.
Well, I try to keep up with the coffee shop. But
yeah,
that's
you
about
have to. I know, it's tough.
It's about all, but yeah.
So what are some things for you in 2026?
I would say same Z's, Jeana. Same.
Yeah.
A lot of the same things, but also, you mentioned about reading more. My brother actually got me for Christmas an Audible subscription. It was very
that's
thoughtful.
great. That is.
Because I love listening to podcasts or watching the podcasts, and then I do like to listen to books on digitally, or now it's everything's digital. But so he got me that subscription, and it's great because you get a free book a month, part of the subscription, but you can listen to other books as well.
Right.
And so if I could do Audible and do a book a month.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that's not like what I'm saying is my actual goal.
Right.
But the fact that I'm able to get
that's brilliant.
Yeah, it was a great gift.
That's such a nice gift.
Such a gift. And because there are things that I love to kind of dig into, and I don't really have time to sit down and, with an actual book in the same ways that I would be able to when I'm driving or, just moving around doing things, even loading up things for the kid, whatever I'm doing as far as the coffee shop goes, be able to have, just listen to it audibly. So that's good.
So good.
So I loved that. That was a great gift.
That
And
is.
I mean, Christmas, we just did, it was above and beyond. My family was here, and we did, the both sides of the family. Had my mom's side of the family. We cooked and had everybody there. It was beautiful. Having lost my Aunt Christine, in November, I really wanted that special for my mom and for my cousins and our family. And my brother cooked like crazy, made, turkey and ham and all kinds of things. And we did it together. It was amazing. And then on the Hilliard side, on my dad's side, all of my family was able to come, and we were able to utilize the event space. And Junior's Vinny next door took care of us with catering, and I had some catering with the brewery, with my team when we had our team with the Brown Dog team, our Christmas party for that. So just these gatherings that we've had in the last couple of weeks have just been beautiful, and I think that has. I just always love that so much, and I want to do that more. I mean, obviously in the one-on-one, I love those moments. I mean, my love language is quality time.
Yeah.
So having that has been amazing, and so that's another thing I want to continue to pursue, because I know it's good for my heart. It's good for me, and I don't want to always be so busy that I can't take those moments. So exactly like you said. I like the idea of what you said about pause moments too, and really enjoying it, and coffee break. So
Yeah, it's true. That's good.
I will say, in regard to the resolutions, and speaking of coffee, it would be my suggestion not to give up caffeine as your resolution, but perhaps to let your caffeine fuel your gym resolution.
Right, there you go. Yeah. No, I will not be giving up coffee.
Right. No need. It's a funny little thing.
I know. But people get to
Oh,
choose, obviously.
absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, I will not be giving up my coffee. That will be happening.
Right.
But one of the things too that I was going to say that I'm glad you brought up is that you had such great moments at Christmas and
Yes.
with your family.
Beautiful.
But not everyone did. And
Yeah.
so for those who may not have had great encounters or, I have a friend who said that things were tumultuous because sometimes when family gets together, it creates,
angst
just personality
and- yeah,
issues and
sure.
things like that. And so you don't know how to work through that. It's family. We've all got different personalities, right?
Yeah, perspectives.
And just different things. And so I would just encourage you that even if there were arguments that happened, at Christmas or
not to
things that
take
were,
that into
don't take that
2026.
into, just let it go.
Release it, yeah.
Even if your feelings were hurt or things were said that shouldn't have been said, just release that and let it go because it only hurts you to carry that into 2026. Just don't let that, be something that you hold on to for. I felt like I wanted to say that because
good.
of, I know that it may not be everyone's story from
for sure.
their Christmas
Well,
experience.
We all have a story. All have something. Unique.
Yeah.
That we're bringing.
But
to
I'm
the
so
table.
glad yours was beautiful. That's certainly not
Yeah,
to
it
take
was-
away from that
Oh,
at
for sure.
all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We did have a great time.
Yeah.
But I was just talking with a friend earlier today, just navigating some life circumstances that are difficult and trying to figure out the best way forward. And it's not always easy to know exactly which way to go, which path to take, how to engage and then release, and what things to lean into and what things to wait on. But there are these moments that we can even have conversations with one another to help sort of process through those ideas and those thoughts. And I just said to them, like, hey, we're here for you, and just know that we've got your back and whatever you need. And that's the whole thing. I think sometimes we just need someone to stand with us and walk with us through those hard times, and then be our cheerleader for when the new things are happening and exciting ahead. So, because I had another conversation earlier today too about the possibility of marriage and future and all of that, and what are their goals and their aspirations on. I mean, so there's so many things in life and life circumstances that are unique to everyone's story, and to be able to be in it with people wherever they are, and to be a cheerleader and also a trusted source, an ear, a shoulder to cry on if needed, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, that's being a good friend. That's being a good person.
Yes.
And so I definitely would say 2026, we need more of that. We need more of that expression of the heart of unity and love, and pouring our heart and life out toward the good and the goal of everyone's benefit and our own.
Yeah, that's good. And I think that in this year, with that being said, one of the things I've seen, and that you and I have said for years and years and years, really since knowing each other, is that these places that we have to lean into, that intimacy and identity,
They're key.
They're key.
They're the pillars and the foundations of everything.
And I'm finding that the more I talk with people, they're wanting that level of intimacy.
Yeah, there is a pursuit of community.
Yes.
I honestly think I was prior to, but I do think that there was such a crisis moment in 2020 with the pandemic, that things shifted so dramatically in that type of context, where people lived very much on screen, and there's just hunger.
There's a yearning for.
There is. And so whatever that looks like for you, and being able to find the people that you can connect with in your community, and know that you have a community here with us. We love you, and it's crucial.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah.
We're created for that.
We are. And I think that I know that people are needing that. I need that.
Oh,
you know,
and everyone.
We all
for
do.
Sure. I for sure
So,
do. I
yes.
love people, so I want to be with the people.
But going on a deeper level with people
absolutely.
is I feel
Yes.
like a heart's desire right now
Right.
amongst the community, at least that,
We're in conversation
possibly
with.
we're exposed
Yeah.
to. Yeah. So I think it's a really beautiful thing and very possible thing.
Absolutely.
And finding that. And I think, sometimes we have to put ourselves out there, and it
Yeah.
may be tricky to do
Yes.
that. But if you
Hey,
want,
but 2026.
but 2026, hey,
Hey,
we're turning the
that's
page.
it. You just say, hey, it's 2026. I'm going to do something new.
I'm going to do something
I'm
new.
gonna
I'm
put
going
myself
to
out
join
there.
a group. I'm going to join a church. I'm going to join
Join a
something.
gym.
Join something. I'm
Just
gonna,
get connected.
Yes. I'm
Gonna
going to
come to
get
the coffee shop.
connected. Right.
No, really,
Get
though,
coffee.
having that community.
Absolutely.
That place.
It is. It's necessary. And I would just urge us, I'm going to say this to myself as well.
That's right. Speaking to myself.
That's right.
good.
Is to laugh more and dance more.
Oh, yeah,
in
it's good.
2026.
Yeah, no, you said the boys, you guys, you said so all
I
the time
did.
when they were little, like have a dance party when they got from school.
Every day
I love
after
that.
school, we would turn on some random music and we would dance and we would just
Yes.
have it
Just
going.
get
we
the
would
energy going,
Yes,
and it's
and
good.
I said everyone's got to dance. We're getting all the icky off of us from the day, if there
Yes.
was any, and we are just releasing it, and then
So
we just
good.
are full of joy because we're laughing at each other or ourselves, at that
Right.
point, or
Absolutely.
we're sweating because we're dancing so hard,
love it.
Either way, but laughing and dancing, laughing is good medicine, and it's good for our minds, our hearts, our souls, and then dancing is just fun.
Yeah,
And
movement.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I just would encourage dancing and laughing. And I
Beautiful.
think that that's something that I want to incorporate in my
Goals.
2026 as well. Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, anything else to add to the?
No.
Okay.
No, I
Good.
think we're good.
Well, we're thankful for you. We're thankful for those who've been along the way on the journey with us through 2025 for the podcast, for the coffee shop, for all the things that the event space, all the things that we've been sort of putting our hands to and our hearts toward. And we're just grateful. We have grateful hearts, and we're excited for 2026, what that looks like for all of us, and just praying for a blessing and a good year for the good of your hearts
Yeah.
and each of you. So
Yeah. And just a reminder that every day is a new beginning. So
Every
if
day.
one day doesn't work out the way you want
That's
it to,
right.
you get to start over the next day. So don't let that sit with you or feel like you failed. You have not.
that's right.
Yeah.
So until next time, we'll see you down the road.